good for anybody who has any background of programming. That means, even if you are a DBA, but you know little bit of programming, you can easily get into this training. So how this training will be for today demo will be structured is I will go through the slides and what we are going to cover and what all we are going to do, and then you guys there will be a question answers round, please, in which you people are welcome to ask me any questions regarding the training and what we are not covering and how we are going to do. Okay. So after completion of this lesson, you should be able to discuss. The course objectives. We will be able to explain the course agenda. We will little bit describe about what service-oriented architecture means. We will describe about the standards and what Oracle Source Suite 11G is all about. What you are going to achieve from this training. You will achieve from this training, you will have a very good understanding of service-oriented architecture concepts. Now, SOA is the open source technology in a way. So Oracle provides it's an open framework in a way, but Oracle provides a suite for it. So we will work on this. So, so working on the SOA, we will make sure that all your SOA concepts are there and you understand what actually meaning of SOA is. Then we will talk about what the service component architecture is. We will talk about concepts of mediator. We will talk about how you can use BPEL to orchestrate the services. Then we will talk about how to administer and monitor the SOA suite. We will talk about business rules. What points are not mentioned is we will talk about human tasks. We will talk about what Oracle Service Bus is, and we will also talk about what is business activity monitoring. So, what is the course curriculum for this will be? The course curriculum will be we will start with the SOA concept and introduction to Oracle SOA Suite 11G product stack. SOA is based on some of the fundamentals like XMLs, WSPL, XSDs, XMLs, and XSLTs. I know most of you will not be familiar with it. It will be we who will be teaching you, and we will be making ground for it. Okay. Then once your concept of web services and visitors, XSDs, and XMLs are clear, we will move to talk about service component architecture, which is a new component that has been added into the SOA suite. Then we talk about BPEL, that is business process execution language, and which makes the backbone of the SOA. Talk about mediators, which were previously called ESBs. Talk about what human tasks are. We talk about what business rules are, Oracle Service Bus, and in the last, we will talk about business activity monitoring. Apart from it, we will also learn how to administer or monitor our SOA suite. This will be from the perspective of from the developer, that a developer should know how to talk to a administrator when he is going to do that, so that he understands the language. Let's talk about today. What is the agenda for today? Agenda for today is the overview of SOA. So let's talk on that. So on the when these are the days we have defined, but these are all chapters. So on that, we will actually start with concepts of introduction and concepts of SOA. Here we will take the SOA as a whole, right? What the open framework is. See, SOA suite is provided by many different vendors, like IBM is there, Oracle is there, Glassfish is there, and other SOA concepts are also there. So we make you understand. So if you work in this training will be more on, but once you have learned this concept, it will be very easy for you to move to any other product of different vendors. Then once you have got the concepts of SOA, we will make you towards the Oracle SOA suite. That means how Oracle helps in implementing the SOA architecture, and we want to make sure that you get proper understanding of these words. Then we will see. Then will come our basics, that is providing services for SOA. Here we will make you learn the concept of XMLs, XSLTs, XSDs, WSTLs, which is the building blocks of the SOA. So as I said, you don't need to know these beforehand. It's not mandatory. If you don't know, it will be we who will be teaching you these concepts. Then we will talk about the introduction concept of SCA has been added in 11G. Previously, versions of Oracle so didn't have SCA. What extra functionality has SCA been provided, and why SCA has come into picture? We will look into that. Then we will move towards managing and monitoring the SOA composite. So, as a developer or architect, you should know what SOA suite, how to manage and monitor your SOA suite. You should know a little bit about admin class, and this is where this chapter will help you. Okay, we will show you how you can manage or monitor your SOA suite. Then we talk about BPEL. BPEL stands for Business Process Execution Language. It is the major backbone of SOA, which is used to write the logics, and we will show you how using BPEL you can orchestrate the different web services. And we will also tell you what orchestration actually means. And you will be, as you will be going through the exercises, you will go see that BPEL orchestrates, and we will make your fundamental on that. So when all the chapters will always be included with some classwork as well as homework. Okay. So then we will talk about BPEL concepts in depth, where we will be seeing how to invoke the web services, what are the interaction patterns, what are the concepts of variables, how to implement parallel flows, branching, or if loop, for loop, and all that. What about XPath? It is part of XMLs and XSLTs, and we will be teaching. In the advanced BPEL, they will be teaching you what adaptive framework concepts are. Adapters are framework that helps you in connecting to different systems like databases, file systems using SOA suite, and we will show you what adapters and how they behave and how you can change their behavior. Then we will explain you different types of adapters, and we will implement most of these adapters. Then we will talk about a very important concept is fault handling in BPEL. Like any programming language, we have exception handling or fault handling. We also have the same error handling. We have the same thing in SOA suite also, and we will show you how you can do that using BPEL. Then we talk about mediators. Mediators were ESB or Enterprise Service Bus in the earlier versions, but now they are called mediators, and we will see what is mediators are and how different from BPEL, and where to use mediator and where to use BPEL. So we talk about their functionalities and what the BPELs are all about, mediators are all about. We will do some exercises on mediators. Then we will talk about what human task and business rules are. So human task and business rules if you have some activities where you need human intervention. Like I can give you examples. I applied for a leave and it goes to your manager, goes to my manager for approval. So here, as part of the business process, I need some type of human intervention. So if this thing is there in your business processes, how how to tackle this. So we will use human tasks to do that. Then we will talk about business rules. So business rules are the component which keep the volatile rules of an organization. I can give you an example. Suppose if I have a rule where where I say if a customer is a platinum customer, give him 10% discount. Tomorrow, this rule can change, right? Because depending upon the season, I say, okay, now let's make it 15%. So in any programming language, you will never like to have the place where you will say, okay, hey, I have to rewrite the code, or I have a change management system in my organization which has to do it. So business rules, changes this thing, and it allows you to keep volatile rules which can be changed at any given time. And we will see those capabilities of business rules. Then we talk about Oracle Service Bus. Oracle has acquired BEA. So BEA had a product called Aqualogic, and which Oracle took it to its SOA suite, called it Oracle Service Bus. And it is one of the most powerful tools, and we will see the concept of Oracle Service Bus, how you can use the virtualization concept of OSB, and we will really give a lot of emphasis on this word virtualization, how to achieve it. I'm not going to explain at this moment, but we will see what virtualization is, and I will show you how in real life the virtualization works. Then we will talk about concept of proxy and business services. We will implement the business services and proxy services in OSB. By this time, we will also talk about where to use which component, where to use OSB, where to use BPEL, and where to use mediators. And in the last, we will talk about BAM, which is business activity monitoring, and here we will see how if I have to monitor my whole interfaces or my data flow in my system, how I can do that, or I can do a little type of small reports and all that. So BAM is used for them, and we will see how to take full advantage of it. So at the end of the tutorial, we will also have full end-to-end tutorial, which will cover all the components that we have discussed. So it's like a full case study, and it will help you to know how all these systems work together in tandem. So we will be working together to complete this case study. So by the time we will be ending our classes, everybody should be able to complete it. So let me go directly to the service-oriented architecture. So if you see service-oriented architecture of SOA, it is built of two words. One is services, another is architecture. So we know architecture is nothing but a framework or a set of standards. So yes, SOA is built on set of standards, which are predefined standards, and these standards have been given by a consortium of forums, or in which the big players are Oracle, IBM, Microsoft, and they have provided these standards. Then comes the service word. So the service word actually is like anything that can do a unique piece of work is a service. Suppose I want to create an order. So I say, if the order is created, I have an API. So this API becomes my service. Okay. So we will again revisit this point, but important point to take here is that service and architecture makes the service-oriented architecture. And then here, if we combine it, it says a very good definition, which says architecture style of integrating loosely coupled interacting software services. What does it mean is, we know what the services are, anything that can do unique piece of work, and now we go further and we say that, okay, in a physical world, when I define a service, it is a web services. Now these services have to be loosely coupled. What a loosely coupled system means. Previously, what used to happen was, I will take a pen for this. Previously, what used to happen was something like this. How organization used to grow was, like organization is in production management of something. So for their production something, they use order management, they used to use Oracle apps. For CRM service, suppose they use Salesforce or Siebel, whatever with their CRM. Then for their HR perspective, they started using PeopleSoft. Now they've started, as they started acquiring the different products, they started a need to join or integrate these products together. So how they are integrating was like something like this. Now, as the landscape of application landscape was increasing, so you see that number of my points were also increasing. Right? Integration points are increasing. Let me give an example over here. Let me say I wanted some financials. I took something for a health financials. So now I have to add this. So you see my landscape is getting cluttered. Now keeping this, maintaining this system is a huge cost to me, right? To the organization. So what we did, we said, if this is the case, let me do one thing. Let me provide Oracle apps as one service, Salesforce is one service, my financial is one service, and here is my middleware, which can be Oracle SUA, and you connect something like this. So now this is loosely coupled. Tomorrow I plan to remove my Salesforce and add a new service called something called BPEL. I can just plug and play it over here, and I'm done. In this way, my manageability of my system is more, as well as, and in which in fact reduces the cost. The whole purpose of SOA architectures in today's world is to reduce cost. Okay, so that's why you will see the more and more organizations are moving towards SOA to reduce the cost of their architecture. So let's talk about the general concepts of how the SOA is implemented. I won't go very deep, but this thing will again come when we will start talking about in our classes. So first thing is we create a portfolio of services. So that means I said service is nothing but a anything that is a unique piece of work, but first thing and they are implemented as web service. So I create web services that I can use Java, .NET, or Apple data provider. Once my services are there, some organizations have something called UDDI registries. So UDDI is as yellow pages. So like if I have to find the address of a plumber, I go to the yellow page and find out which plumber, location of that plumber, right, in the address in the yellow pages. Same thing happens in case of UDDIs. UDDIs tell me the physical location of. Once I get the address, my ESB is there to virtualize as well as route data. Routing means sending data from one point to another. Let me take an example. BPEL is sending the order data to two places. One is SAP and Oracle Labs. This is virtualization. This is routing. Now, I want to make sure that SAP and Oracle doesn't know what is the source of data. That means they should not know that BPEL is the source of data, because tomorrow I can make it Salesforce. So this is the concept. Then Mediators come in handy and they virtualize. And as we go in our exercises, we will see that and I will show you that ESB do virtualization, and we will see the virtualization in the real context. Then comes the concept of BPEL. So BPEL only orchestrates the service. So what orchestrate means? So orchestrate in general term is come from the word called orchestra. So if you have seen orchestra, you must have seen that there are musicians who are in an orchestra, and each musician has its own capability, and he is also independent. But when he sits in an orchestra, there is a central person who owns that orchestra, and that is where it is orchestrated. So it applies to BPEL. It creates a service and controls all the other services to perform one business. And we will see BPEL only orchestrates, and we will be doing a lot of on to understand how I what an orchestration means. Then I create a web service, web application client, which can be GSF or whatever, and I can call my BPEL process. Now let's take a very simple look at what SOA suite Oracle provides in its SOA suite. So in Oracle SOA suite, this is the architecture, which is like the service infrastructure, which is a combination of lot of tables and where the data are stored in the system. And when we will be installing it, I will show you that service infrastructure has to be up to make sure that your SOA is up. Then all are different components: BPEL, human workflows, mediators. These are all the components which connect to the which interact with each other using the service infrastructure. Registry is a URL. Okay. We will be using JDeveloper to the IDE which is used to create the code, and that's what we all will be using to, and we will be deploying it into our SOA suite. EM console and SOA consoles are used to monitor as well as administer the SOA suite. So I will open this forum now for any questions. So please ask me any questions you have. I'm unmuting you all. Any question? Any